Bandana right there. Because, like, if I wear a red shirt and a red bandana, that could mean that I'm angry. I'm not, but, you know, I mean, hypothetically, it could do that, you know what I'm saying? All kinds of different stuff, you know.
While some believe Beowulf is completely real, others think he's semi-realistic, and others believe he's completely made up. But if the truth need be made known, Beowulf was 100% real and visited the crossroads area on many of occasions. What you have here is a terrific hero. Beowulf is not only super strong, Beowulf was probably a ladies' man. He was probably tall, very handsome, had speed off the line. He could move those feet quick. He could probably dance too. I don't know what that has to do with it. But Beowulf is a man of honor. He comes in, he talks to this guy Hrothgar he doesn't even know, and he's begging him to let him fight the monster. So he's brave, he's got valor, dignity, integrity, anything you could look for. He probably didn't sin. Well, I guess he did because he was of Norse religion. But anyways, Beowulf, obviously to end up where he ended up, was a man who traveled quite often.
I really enjoyed this story because the continuity was just absolutely amazing. Someone with such brute strength uses it for not selfish means, but for the help of a friend in need. He's a very noble person, and his men were very understanding. They followed him to the death, and one of his men lost his life during the first battle when Grendel snatched him up and ate him like a ham sandwich. But then I don't know, the thought of Hrothgar's wife just being there, just to have a female in the picture, even though, you know, females weren't really that accepted and notarized that much back in those days.
Grendel. Spell it backwards, what do you get? Leadenreg. Yes. Mix up the letters. What just do you get? Drinleg. That is entirely irrelevant to every literary work ever written, but if you're really bored, you could just might, you know, play around with it.
You know, even though Beowulf was really strong, Grendel was still a pansy. He was a loser in high school. He didn't have any friends. He was the guy, the boy would get in the schoolyard and hang him upside down bed and shake him like a...
Back to Grendel. Contrary to popular belief, he was short like a lampshade.
We'd shake him like that, and get all his change. They would take his change. He would usually go buy Coke products out of the machines. Beowulf would, with the change he stole from Grendel. That's
Grendel. He loves rotten flesh. Sure does. Loves that rotten flesh. Likes it. Yeah.
That's when they were growing up. I guess that's why there was so much aggression between the two later in life. Grendel, he's still the same pansy. He's just bigger than human, so he's finally found someone to pick on. Much like the square has any friends, he just a little bit bigger, a little bit fatter, a little bit slower, a little bit more stupid than everybody else, so he picks on them every once in a while. That's understandable.
Has a pretty strong mother, you know, the mama. Pretty strong.
I wrote Beowulf.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. They don't know who wrote it. Don't know. You failed.
Beowulf was written in about 1200 BC.
Nah.
Hrothgar was king of the Danes. He lived in Daneland. Isn't that funny? King of Daneland. He prevailed over everyone. He took frequent vacations to Montana to visit his grandchildren, who were all thespians and like to act.
This is actually the crown that Hrothgar wore back in 20,722,502 AD, BC. Never mind.
And they made their own plays. They even started a restaurant. Hrothgar Bell.
But anyway, this was a very very elegant for back in these days. You never saw just anybody with a bucket on their head, but Hrothgar wore it. He wore it with pride because it symbolized his power and fame and fortune.
It was called. They had little Dane witches and all that. But okay, Beowulf decided, just on his own will, that he was going to help Hrothgar, to help him for his own good, because Hrothgar was too small to contend with Grendel.
Grendel actually stole this crown and put a little sticker on it right here, which is why the sticker's on it still today. And but aside from that, Hrothgar was a very famous king. He ruled with great passion and pride, and he was just an all-around great man. He tried everything he could to rid his kingdom of this injustice that was Grendel. And when he was unsuccessful, he actually had to. When he was unsuccessful, he recruited Beowulf's help. He needed someone big and strong, somebody swole, to actually help him rid.
He didn't back it up, son. Come on.
He actually needed somebody big and swole to help him rid his kingdom of a monster like Grendel was.
He had no chance. And Hrothgar knew that if he fought Grendel, then he wouldn't be able to go home to see the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders on Saturday night. And this was his passion. Hrothgar also, oh, that was a list. Also collected Beanie Babies in his free time. He got these down at Austin Shoes for $4.99 a piece. Don't ask why I know that. But one day on St. Patrick's Day, he went with his mom, and they had a deal that if you buy 2 chairs, the oak chairs, then you get the free St. Patrick's Day Beanie Baby with a little clover on his shirt, it's the same color shirt. And he convinced his mom. It took him 30 minutes to convince his mom to get the 2 chairs and the Beanie Baby. And from this day on, it's been on the mantle in the mead hall above all. The most riveting point in Beowulf would definitely have to be the first battle where Grendel, there must not have been much on TV that night. Yeah, so it was during the summer, nothing was really coming on.
The first battle takes place. Grendel comes to town. Beowulf, his men chilling in the mead hall, waiting for Grendel to come in. Grendel blows open the door after he comes storming through the marshes. Blows open the door, and
Survivor was still on, but and Beowulf's just wandering around there at the mead hall, and they got bored, so like most people do, they just decided they were going to throw down. And well,
and he walks in, creeping around, running around there. He sees all these people. He's thinking fresh meat, but Beowulf has another thought in mind. Grendel gets a tablecloth because he's so swole he can't really use a regular napkin. So
this went on for, I'm going to say, 30, 45 minutes. Big brawl, a bunch of big guys fighting. Ooh, the Kasu folks were there. They all started tailgating around, had a little party. They actually started a strip around the mead hall, but Hrothgar didn't like that.
So he gets a napkin. He puts it around his neck, like a little pansy, a little baby needing a bib, and he rips up one of Beowulf's men, gargles him down, blood all over